morning, students. So till now we discussed about the structural design flow. So that is, in that particular VHDL program we mentioned the structure of this circuit. Whatever components present in that particular circuit, each and every component we are supposed to instantiate, and that we can able to achieve by means of placing the component statement. Okay, so if you place the component statements within the architecture body, so that is the concurrent statement that we are supposed to use. Then we came to know that description belongs to structural description style. Okay, so next we will look at the second type of description, that is data flow description, or we can also call it as data flow design. So while coming for this, so here we are going to describe how the data is moving from input to output and what are all the operations we are applying on that particular data. That is what we are going to describe while in the case of data flow description style. That is, so how the data is flowing from input to output and what are all the operations we are performing on that particular data. That's what data flow description. In another way also we can able to say it as how the data is flowing from one register to another register, or from one component to another component, from input to output. That's also we can able to describe it as data flow description style. In a simple way we can able to say it as we are going to describe the Boolean equation. So if you know the Boolean equation for the given function, then we can able to describe that one easily in data flow description style. Okay, by means of knowing the Boolean equation, easily you can able to describe the data flow description style. Okay, so and coming to this particular data flow description style, so some other concurrent statements here we are going to use. While coming for structural, we discussed about the component statement, and all these description styles, they are going to vary with respect to the type of concurrent statements that we are using. So here also some other type of concurrent statements that we are going to use within the architecture body, and using of them itself we came to know, so that particular description style belongs to data flow. Okay, first we will look at the first type, which is the concurrent signal assignment statement. Okay, so here I considered two models in that. Okay, so this is the first one and this is the second one. Okay, and this particular one is concurrent signal assignment statement. Okay, that is the first type of the concurrent statement that we are using in data flow description. Anyway, these two are there. First we are going to look at this particular concurrent signal assignment statement. So where syntax for that one is signal name less than or equals to expression. So what it indicates? So on the right hand side we mention expression. So that means right hand side it is going to evaluate whatever expression we mentioned over there. Okay, whatever we written over there, based on that it is going to evaluate, and by means of that we are going to get certain value. That value will be assigned to left hand side signal name by means of using this particular assigning operator less than or equals to. Okay, using of this particular operator, whatever value evaluated from that particular expression, that value will be assigned to left hand side signal name by means of using that particular assigning operator less than equals to. So this is the basic concurrent statement that we are using, okay, in data flow description, and that concurrent statement we can able to call it as concurrent signal assignment statement. So that is the first one, and while you are considering this particular one, so we need to take care about certain parameters. What are all those? So coming to this particular one, signal name less than or equals to expression. Okay, because of here the value which was realized from expression assigning to signal name, because of that expression type must be same type or subtype of this particular signal name. Okay, that expression must be a type which is same as signal name, or that expression type must be a subtype of signal name. Then only whatever value it realizes, easily we can able to assign to that particular signal name. If these two types are different, expression and signal name types are different, then we can't able to assign expression value directly into the signal name. So because of that, the first thing we are supposed to take care is expression type and signal name type must be same. Otherwise, an expression type must be a subtype of signal name type. Okay, so that is the first thing we are supposed to take care. And if you consider, so these two are arrays. Okay, if you consider that particular one as array, then in that particular case, on both sides the size must be, array size must be same. So whatever length you mentioned over here, same length it consists of. But in any order, okay, it may consist of. So while coming for signal name, we can able to consider 1 to 8. While coming for expression, 8 down to 1. So like that direction so may differ. So but size must be same. And also array elements must be same type. Okay, array elements must be matched. And also, okay, size of that particular array must be matched. These two must match with each other. So direction need not match. Okay, so direction may or may not. Okay, but size must be same as well as element type also must be same. So all these things we need to take care while we are using this particular concurrent signal assignment statement. And this is the, so first type we are going to consider where signal name, so assigning a value from the evaluating expression by means of using the assigning operator less than equals to. Okay, so now considering this particular expression, that is signal name assigned expression, okay, here we are going to so mention so one program. Okay, here we are going to derive a program based on this particular one. For that, I am considering once again the same example. Okay, same example, already we discussed a prime number detector. So this is how the logic diagram seems to be for that. That is what inputs are N0, N1, N2, N3. In the first level, it consists of inverters. By means of that, N1 bar, N2 bar, N3 bar. Okay, and these inputs must be propagated. Okay, these outputs, inverter outputs, propagated as inputs for this particular second level AND gate. So this is a 2 input, then 3 input, 3 AND gates, and finally all these outputs we applied as input for that particular 4 input OR gate. Okay, so that is how the prime number detector seems to be. So for this particular one, we already so described the program in structural description style. So what we have done over there, whatever the component is present in that particular circuit, all these must be instantiated within the architecture body by means of using the component statement. That's what we followed while in the case of the structural description style. Okay, so we are going to describe the overall structure of that particular circuit as it is in the program. But while coming for data flow, so as I mentioned previously, how the data is flowing from input to output and what are all the operations we are performing on that particular one. Okay, that is what we are going to describe while in the case of data flow. So that is nothing but by means of knowing the Boolean equations. Okay, by means of knowing the Boolean equations, easily you can able to write a program in data flow description style. So now my intention is so using the concurrent signal assignment statement, which is signal name less than or equals to expression, using of that particular one. So now, so I am willing to write program for this particular prime number detector. And here you are supposed to remember, so these internal signals names, because of inverter, through inverter it was propagated, it becomes N3 bar, it becomes N2 bar, it becomes N1 bar, while coming for outputs of these particular AND gates are N3 bar AND with N0. N3 bar AND with N2 bar AND with N1, N2 bar AND with N1 AND with N0, N2 AND with N1 bar AND with N0, and finally all these AND outputs are applied to 4 input OR gate, because of that where F becomes addition of OR operation of all these AND gate outputs. Okay, so here each and every stage we need to know what is the Boolean equation. Then from that Boolean equation easily you can able to write a program in data flow description style. So this is how this circuit seems to be. Here we are not going to much bother about the internal details. By means of knowing that particular expression itself, we can able to so write a program in data flow description style. So just remember this particular one, and based on this let me explain so how to write program in data flow description style, that too by means of using the concurrent signal assignment statement, that is signal name less than or equals to expression. Okay, so while coming for that, so this is how the program seems to be for that. Okay, So if you look at this particular one, okay, first, so whatever the circuit, okay, for whatever circuit we are developing a program, so we need to follow this structure programming for VHDL, where it consists of entity declaration and architecture definition. Anyway, here I started with the architecture definition. It doesn't mean that it does not have any entity declaration part, irrespective of whatever description style. Entity declaration is same. Okay, because as we discussed in VHDL, we are supposed to discuss about the three different description style: structural description, data flow description, and behavioral description. So, if you consider any one, all these three consists of same type of entity declaration. In all these three description languages, we are going to define only inputs and outputs. So, syntax is same, and that too only we are going to define inputs and outputs. So, because of that, irrespective of whatever the description style that we are mentioning, entity declaration part is same. So in that regard only, once again, I didn't mention that particular entity declaration. But while you are developing program for any description style, it must consist of entity declaration, then only architecture definition. But here I didn't consider entity declaration because of this entity declaration for data flow seems to be same as what we written for the structural description style. That's why I didn't consider over here. The main difference is going to present within the architecture definition only. For that reason, I considered only architecture definition of this particular data flow description style. That too here writing program for the prime number detector. Okay. As I mentioned previously, by means of knowing the Boolean equations, we can able to write the program for that. So coming to that. So how we can able to develop program in this particular one is, so based on the concurrent signal assignment statement, signal name less than or equals to expression. So which expression we are supposed to consider? So going to this circuit, so looking at this particular one, so here this is the first level where it consists of inverters, and a second level where it consists of AND gates, and third level it consists of OR gates. So in any point you can able to start. Either from here you can able to start, or either from here you can able to start, or simply directly you can able to consider that particular OR gate. From that itself also you can able to start writing the program. Okay. So that concurrent signal assignment statement, by means of considering any level, okay, anywhere you can able to start. So let it in this particular example, I consider this from this particular level I am going to start. That means, so up to here, these are all the inputs. All these inputs we described at the entity declaration part, and this output also we described in the entity declaration part. And next to that, so any level we can able to start, here we are going to start with this. So because of that, so those Boolean expressions, that stage Boolean expressions we need to know. So here already we derived that particular one, N3 bar and with and not. So that is the first one. Okay. So that one we need to describe first. So because of that, if you look at this particular equation, N3L underscore and not. Okay. So that is the signal name that we mentioned over there. Okay. So considering that particular one. So N3L underscore and not. For this particular one they mentioned such as like this. So considering of that particular one, here we write the program for this N3L underscore and not. That is the signal output name, output signal name for that particular 2 input AND gate we consider. So because of that, whatever those names that we are using, so which are not mentioned in the entity declaration part, those must be defined as signal declarations first of all. Okay. So if you consider this, this is the signal output of 2 input AND gate, I assume. So N3L underscore M0. This must be defined before we are supposed to use within the architecture body. Okay. And next to that, second 3 input AND gate output, we assumed the signal name such as like that. Because of that, that also must be so defined previously. And so these are all the, so anyway, 2 input AND gate output, remaining 3 input, 3 AND gate outputs we assumed such as like this. And finally 4 input OR gate output. Okay. So here we started from the second level. That means considering outputs of the AND gates, and then later move on to the output of the OR gate. So coming to this, So N3L underscore N0. That is the output signal name we considered for the 2 input AND gate. So what is the equation for that? So N3 bar and N0. That is the Boolean equation. So we mentioned. So same thing here I represented by means of considering the Boolean operators. Okay. So how we can able to get that particular equation? Anyway, previously we defined only inputs and outputs. So wherever you can able to start, anywhere you can able to start, but all those must be defined with respect to inputs. So because of that, N3 bar and with N0. That is nothing but first on N3 we need to perform the NOT operation. This is what? N3 bar. Okay. On N3 input data, we are supposed to perform the inverting operation. By means of that, we got N3 bar. Okay. So NOT of N3. Then AND with N0. N0 anyway, that is an input itself. So because of that one you can able to write it as NOT N3 AND with N0. Okay. So same whatever we described over here, the same way we developed a program for that. N3L underscore N0. That is the output where that particular one is NOT operation on N of 3, and in addition to that it needs to perform AND N of 0. So here he left this particular place, but there is no need to leave that particular place. Okay, simply to separate these two terms he mentioned this particular gap. So other than that, anyway, as we described previously, spaces will be neglected. Okay, only for readability purpose only. Okay, we can able to consider space, but VHDL so we neglect that particular spaces. We never mind about those spaces. Okay, so not N3 bar. We are going to get by means of this, and it needs to perform AND operation with N0. So here what we have done, based on the input signals only, by means of using the Boolean operators, we derive the required equation. Okay. So not N3 and with N of 0. In the same way, you are supposed to write for remaining 3 outputs of AND gates as well. So coming to second one, so here it is. So N3 bar, that means NOT operation on N3 and with NOT operation on N2 and with N1. So that is what you are supposed to represent in that particular program. So coming to this, so here this one is. So this is the second AND gate output, 3 input AND gate output, NOT operation on N3 and NOT operation on N2, and so all these must be performed the AND operation because of 3 input AND now. So these are all the 3 inputs for that. One is N3 bar, second one is N2 bar, and third one is N1. And in between we are supposed to perform the AND operation. Okay. So that is what, using the Boolean operators AND, OR, NAND, NOR, XOR, using of them directly you can able to describe the Boolean equation using of this particular concurrent signal assignment statement. Okay. So in the same way, coming to the third one. So if you look at the third one, the expression is N2 bar AND with N1 AND with N0. Okay. So look at this particular one. So third one, this one. So N2 bar, N1, N0 and AND operation in between them. So in the same way, N2 underscore N1 L underscore N0, for this one as N2 and with N1 bar and with N of 0. So that is what we described over there. In the same way, whatever inputs we considered based on that particular one. Okay. So we are supposed to describe the data flow description style. And here we realized all the second level up to here. Okay. All the second level, that means AND gate outputs we realized. And next to that, so we have one more gate which is 4 input OR gate. So because of that output I considered which is F. So how you can able to get this particular output 4 input OR gate? So by means of performing OR operation between all these 4 outputs, so you can able to get the output F. So because of that, so this one OR with this one, OR with this one, OR with this one. So that's what here we mentioned. By means of performing OR operation between all those outputs of the AND signals, we can able to get a value of F. Okay. So by means of this, each and everything we described within that particular description style by means of using the Boolean equations. Okay. And finally, okay, before that, So whatever signal we mentioned over here, okay, to analyze this particular one, I considered these are all the internal signals, and all these N3, N1, N0, all these are all predefined in entity declaration part. So because of that, so all these N of 0, N of 1, N of 2, once again no need to declare, because of all these signals are defined in entity declaration part. While coming for this particular one, so N3L underscore L0, this one, this one, this one, all these are all not predefined in entity declaration part. Because of that, whatever signals we considered over here, all must be predefined either in entity declaration part, and if these signals are not declared in entity declaration, we must declare them. So before using them within the architecture body by means of using the signal declaration part. So because of that, whatever signal in this particular one it consists of which are all not defined in the entity declaration part, we must define them by means of considering the signal declaration part. Okay. So signal declaration part, syntax for that one is, so starts with the keyword signal, signal name and signal type. Okay. So this is what is syntax. So all these signals are not predefined, these four. So because of that, those four we considered over there. By means of signal declaration, we must define them. Okay. The ultimate final thing is, whatever we mentioned within the architecture body, all those signals must be predefined. Okay. Either those signals must be defined in entity declaration part. If we didn't declare an entity declaration, then we are supposed to declare by means of using the signal declaration part. Okay, by means of that, all signals must be covered. So while coming for last one, F, which is already declared in entity declaration part. So because of that, no need to declare this particular one. And all these are also we declared over here because of that. So if you look at this particular architecture body, each and every signal we described either in entity declaration part or in signal declaration part. And finally, we are supposed to end with end architecture name prime2 underscore org. Okay. So this is how the data flow description style seems to be for the given prime number detector. So if you observe this particular one, so here we use the concurrent statement, which is the concurrent signal assignment statement. Signal name less than or equals to expression. Here this expression is going to evaluate on the right hand side, and whatever value it is going to get, with that value will be assigned to this particular signal. So in the same way, all these right hand expressions must be evaluated, and those values must be assigned to left hand side signals. And based on these signal values, here we are going to get a value for F. And that F value we can able to read at the output side. And as we discussed previously, all concurrent statements, all these are all concurrent statements itself, all are going to execute at a time. So because of that, even though initially it executes, once this value was updated by means of executing this particular expression, then once again finally after execution of all four, once again this particular statement, okay, it needs to execute. Okay, so like that, so these whole statements, concurrent statements is going to execute keep on until that circuit gets stabilizes. Okay, so that is how they are going to execute. And if you look at this particular one, data flow, it seems to be easy compared to structural, because of in data flow simply by means of knowing the Boolean expression, okay, we can able to realize that particular circuit. Even you can able to start from the first level. Okay, here in this particular example I considered from here, but as per your wish you can also start from over here. That is nothing but N3L if I define, so which is less than or equals to not N3. Okay, and in the same way N2 bar, which is not N2. Like that, first you can able to describe, then based on this particular signal you can able to derive this particular one, and based on this you can able to derive the final one. And so one more important point here you need to remember is, so while coming for that, here I didn't mention any parenthesis. So directly I mentioned not N3 and not N2 and N1. Okay, then you came to know that so which one is going to execute first. Okay, because we didn't mention any parenthesis to mention which one needs to execute first and which one needs to execute second. That means first which one it is going to execute, either AND operation or NOT operation. So that doubt you may get. So but in general, NOT is having the highest precedence, highest priority for NOT, then only for AND. So because of that, first NOT equations only they are going to execute. So because of not is having the highest precedence compared to and. That means highest priority compared to and. Because of that, first not n of 3 is going to execute, then not n of 2. Okay, then after that it performs the AND operation. So because of that, without mentioning the parenthesis also, so it can able to execute in a proper way itself. Because of not is having the highest precedence compared to remaining all. In this particular case, we use not and. So not first it is going to execute, then only and is going to execute. So this is how to write a program by means of using the concurrent signal assignment statement in data flow description style. So here we mentioned how the data is moving from input to output and what are all the operations that we applied on it. Anyway, here we used not operation, and operation and or operation. By means of applying these operations on the given input, we can able to get the output, which is F. So that is what here we described that particular one. Okay. Anyway, thank you.